Good evening, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the ninth episode of SciXchange, where we continue our mission of connecting research journeys and igniting innovative discussions. Today, we are honored to have with us a strategist, visionary academic leader, a guide of future innovators, and an architect of secure systems, Professor Shankar Sriram, who will be our esteemed guest speaker. And moderating today's session is Mrs. Janani. Let me take a moment to introduce our distinguished guests. From classrooms to the president's recognition, from Siemens lab to the cyber battlefield, here stands a true academic visionary of digital India, Professor Shankar Sriram, Dean School of Computing and Tata Communications Chair Professor of Cybersecurity, SASTRA Deemed University. He completed his doctoral degree at Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra. Since joining SASTRA University, he has established himself as a pioneer in research and teaching. With n number of publications in top-tier journals, he has successfully attracted fundings from notable agencies such as DST, MeitY, and Tata Communications, and earned the prestigious IBM Shared Research Grant worth of 25,000 USD. He has guided 11 PhD scholars, all of whom are now placed in esteemed institutions such as Singapore University of Technology and Designs, Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, and government organization, namely Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. In his role as Dean, he provides strategic leadership to the School of Computing and concurrently oversees university-wide IT infrastructure, driving technological advancements and innovations. He has served as a resource person, keynote speaker, research advisory board member, and board of studies member for several institutions, constantly bridging academia and industry. Beyond research and teaching, he has contributed immensely to national cybersecurity capacity building. Through his cybersecurity talks and training programs, he has empowered Air Force officers and police forces with the knowledge and skills to tackle evolving digital threats, ultimately strengthening the nation's resilience against cybercrime. In recognition of his outstanding contributions, Professor Shankar Sriram received the National Teachers Award from the Honorable President of India for the year of 2025 and stands profoundly as only the engineering faculty from Tamil Nadu to receive this honor at national level. In that note, please join with me in welcoming Professor Shankar Sriram to share his insights with us today. Moderating today's discussion is Mrs. K. Janani, a doctoral research specializing in AI-driven precision agriculture at School of Computing under the guidance of Dr. R. Alageshwaran, Professor AD, Student Welfare, SASTRA Deemed University. An alumna of SASTRA, Janani further pursued her master's at Avinashi Lingam University. She began her professional journey as a developer at ClearTip, Bangalore, and later extended her expertise to academia, spending over 3 years of teaching at Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai, and Manakula Vinayagar Engineering College, Puducherry. In addition, she has actively contributed articles on technology and innovation, reflecting her deep interest in translating ideas into impactful narratives. Her current doctoral research focuses on Kaveri Delta region, where she is exploring digital farming innovations, precision agriculture, and sustainable agri-tech solutions aimed at empowering farming communities. With her interdisciplinary background, bridging technology, academia, and real-world applications, Janani brings a unique perspective to today's session. With that, I hand over the reins to Janani, who will expertly moderate the discussion with Professor Shankar Sriram, sir, ensuring a thought-provoking and insightful conversations.
Security and Dean of School of Computing at SASTRA Deemed University, Tanjore. We will now begin the session by uncovering the remarkable journey of Dr. Shankar Sriram sir, whose outstanding contributions to the cybersecurity education, pioneering research and academic leadership have made him an inspiration to the faculties as well as students. So, sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, to begin with, CSE domain, it is having wide opportunities both in education as well as in IT industry, teaching as well as IT industries. So, what made you to be passionate towards teaching field, sir?
Very good evening to one and all. To answer the question, I also started my career as a software developer in Siemens Information Systems Limited, Bangalore, way back in the year 2000. So over a period of time, I had some personal exigencies, so I had to quit Siemens, and then I had to go to Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, to take care of my sister. So my getting into teaching was an accidental thing. So to the nearby college I joined, instead of sitting at home ideally, I thought of going to a college nearby and delivering some lectures. That is where I explored a teacher in me. So I do remember I was young by then, and maybe say 25 years. It was a Butler Plaza, is one of the most happening place in Bareilly. I was wearing a six-packet cargo and a skin-tight body fit thing, and then I was standing in the Butler Plaza. A bike crossed. Suddenly, they actually stopped the bike, and then they actually approached me and touched my feet. So that is where I recognized that okay, the amount of popularity that I got. I stayed there for 4 months. That's it. So I was very clear that within 4 months I'm going to quit. I'm going to go back to an IT company. So within that 4 months of stay in Bareilly, my agenda was to take care of my sister. Eventually, I got recognized as a teacher at Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, where students recognized me. The amount of popularity that I got was immense. The respect that they showered me was awesome. So these were some things that actually motivated me to stay back as a teacher. I continued teaching there at MeitY University, Bareilly.
Yeah, that's very wonderful, sir. Like even at the starting itself, we had been having that passion. That's very wonderful to hear.
And on top of it, I am the third generation teacher.
Wow, sir, that's great, very great.
My grandfather used to teach Veda. My mother was a botany assistant, and I am a cybersecurity faculty.
Very nice to hear this, sir. Yeah. So, during your growing stages, especially during your schools and colleges, who or what inspired you the most, sir?
There are a few notable persons whom I really admire, and I would like to mimic some of their. They influence me, so I would like to mimic some of their behavior. So, one is my school teacher Balramurthy sir. So, an awesome English faculty. Trust me, I was very pathetic in English. At least I'm able to speak uh, a decent English because of him. Whatever I speak is because of him. Second comes Professor Krishnamurthy. So he's a genius in quantum mechanics. He doesn't walk with teaching aids or something like that. He just walks with two chalks and one duster. That's it. A white dhoti, white shirt, cotton, with a kolhapuri chappal. No show off. Directly gets into the class, bulldozes with technology and topics. And trust me, I have never seen him fumble in the class. No scripts, nothing. He starts deriving from there. Maybe you are all aware about the quantum mechanics derivation. Normally, when you talk about a rectangular potential, well, square potential, it normally goes for 2 hours of derivation. So he will stop. The second the bell rings, he will stop there, and then he will wipe the board. The next day, he will start the class from where he actually left. So that is the amount of uh, dedication I have seen him as a teacher. The most notable one was Professor Maninder Singh. He's right now the dean at Thapar University, Patiala, where I did my master's there. Maninder sir taught me networks. He's the god of networking to me. So when he taught us networking, he actually doesn't give more emphasis on the theory part of it. He'll just switch on his laptop. He will start configuring a LDAP server on the fly. He will configure the Linux policies on the fly. Shell scripts, he'll write it on the fly. So he is one such guy, a professor who I admired, and he was also managing the IT infrastructure of Thapar University. So I'm just following his footprints. And I also manage the IT infrastructure of Shastra, and I also as a teacher. He's a dean, and I'm also a dean. So I mean, if not on par with him, but I'm trying to follow his footprints, and he's one of the inspirations that I can never forget in my life. And happy that I was able to have him as one of the examiners for one of my PhD scholars, Kamakshi, Dr. Kamakshi, PhD defense. The external examiner was Professor Maninder Singh. So it was an awesome experience where my teacher evaluates my student. So that's a superb feeling, right?
Yeah, that's great, sir. Even after hearing this, we feel inspired actually, and so it shows you the importance of gurus in life. Like gurus are very important in our life. Yeah, and so you had completed your PhD at the esteemed Birla Institute of Technology, and you were also working there as a lecturer, senior grade. So could you share us your experiences and lessons, like in the perspective of your administration as well as your research, sir, research perspectives?
Yeah, thank you. So, Birla Institute of Technology, when I joined way back in the year 2005, the day I got, I mean, the same year I got married, 2005, June, I got married, and July, I had to relocate to Birla Institute of Technology. It was more of a government kind of job. So, I was a government employee. My notice period was for 3 months. So, the process is pretty straightforward there. Like, the dean has utmost power, and I've seen deans. I don't want to name anyone. I worked under 2, 3 deans. I don't want to name any one dean out there. So I'll showcase one small incident there. It was I myself and one of my colleague did a mistake in the sense that we were supposed to compile some data. There was some error that we made, and the dean there was viewing it, and then he blasted us left, right, center. Within the room, he was so terrific, and I accepted. So it was my mistake. We both did some statistical error there, and which was not expected when while compiling a data. So we did a mistake, and we were torn left, right, center. And that same day, there was a Russian delegate that was to visit to BIT Mesra for signing an MOU. The Russian delegate came in. My dean's face changed totally different. The way in which he introduced us, I was seeing one face now and suddenly see this gentleman, how is he behaving? This is Professor Shankar Sriram. He's an expert in cybersecurity networks, he's super good. All those things he was praising. So I was in a shock mood. So what is happening? I mean, is he talking something sarcastic? Is it a consequence of what we did as a mistake? And so then I learned from him that, see, what goes wrong, if you do some work, you are bound to make mistakes. Nobody is error free, nobody is bug free. You will commit some mistakes. But when it comes to his department, when it comes to his school, he owns that. He will never let his employees or his colleagues down in front of any third person. That is one first value that I learned. The second one, whatever networks I am managing there they call it as a network chair. Network chair, I was taking care of the IT infra there, and so I had a lot of chance to learn a lot of technology from there, and I was also the assistant controller of examination, managing 16 centers. So it was a lot of learning curve for me from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra. The way in which with my bosses handled us, how we were nurtured and we were protected from the external threats, or I mean, call it as a pressure, or also learning how to run an examination department where compiling all the 16 centers result, all those things, as well as managing IT. Coming to the research, I learned a lot of how a research supervisor should be and how not a research supervisor should be. There were some good use cases where I observed, okay, so and so's guide is so and so, like that. So this is how he's handling the candidate. There were some incidents that actually some of my colleagues said that, okay, this is not the way it should have been handled by my guide. My guide could have handled it in a better way. So it was kind of what are the best practices of a good guide? What are the things that a research supervisor should avoid? So I learned all these things from Birla Institute of Technology.
Okay, sir, that's good. And with this, I would like to ask you one thing: like, how should be a guide and a scholar's relationship should be, sir?
During the introduction, Vishnupriya was mentioning that some of my scholars are in notable positions like internationally recognized organizations like Singapore Institute of Technology Design, ITRUST Lab, Nanyang Technical University, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, BITS Pilani. So, a supervisor scholar relationship is something that is going to stay for the rest of your life. And it's more of a parent child kind of relationship. So, like how we care for our kids, that how they have to position your career, the hand holding after completion of the degree to a decent position is in the responsibility of the supervisor. So, I strongly believe that both have to understand the same logic works here. If my guide scolds me, it is for my good, and I am not going to curse my guide outside. So that's not the way. Vice versa, if the student is having some genuine expectations, guides have to fulfill it, and you are mandated to do that because that's your responsibility. So it's a thing that both of us, both the scholars as well as the research supervisor, should understand, and there are some responsibilities that each one have to discharge properly.
Okay, so that's very wonderful to hear this. So it shows like, so when there is a proper connectivity between the scholar and the guide, so innovations will also be great actually.
I do remember my I've produced 11 scholars. Nivedita Somu, the first candidate from School of Computing to crack the best thesis award. In the history of Shastra, she was the first student to crack the best thesis award from School of Computing. She is right now in Nanyang Technical University. She did her MTech from SASTRA and MTech Advanced Computing. After that, she got a job from TCS. She didn't join the company. She opted to join me. She was an Inspire Fellow as well. And trust me, first 10 papers got rejected. First 10 times. She was weeping in my office. Sir, my paper is getting rejected. It's a learning. You have to learn. Now, out of all my scholars, whomever I have produced, 11 scholars, no one else is on par with Nivedita in writing research articles. She is the best I have ever encountered in my entire career who can write manuscripts in such a beautiful fashion, articulated in such a very scientific way. So, this is something that you will learn over a period of time.
So that's great actually. While you were doing your PhD, so what was the research procedures that time? And today we have some kind of procedures, and even the technology was not that much advanced those days.
Yeah. So those days we don't have these kind of plagiarism tools, first of all, and we don't have ChatGPT to help, first of all, and on the contrary, there is no AI generated content detection tool. So when AI itself was not in a mature stage, so we had to publish in research articles and research journals, and it takes quite a lot of period. And like now we get a lot of journals, but the number of journals were comparatively lesser comparing to what we have today. So school of the computer science was never seen as a research department. It was always seen as a teaching department. You go teach, for naam ki vaste I need to have one PhD. That's it. So once one of the scholars start publishing good number of papers, it gives a roadmap for the other scholars. It motivates the other scholars. Okay, when that guy can publish it, why not I publish? That's how things start working. So it was same old zeroth DC meeting followed by three DC meetings, and after which we have our there is nothing called as a school presentation. By then it was more of a final, when the guide approves you'll have to write and then submit the thesis. The thesis goes for evaluation, and then that comes after some 3-4 months after the review is completed. The controller of examination holds the entire thing there at Birla Institute of Technology. So he will announce the date of the defense, and it will be pasted all across the campus. It will be open defense, So we used to have defense for 45 minutes will be the presentation time, and maybe depending on the number of questions, the question answer session may go for another 45 minutes. So that's how things work there. Now, to answer your question, we don't have only Google was there. It was not that intelligent like what we use now, and accessing to journals was still a bit tricky ask. Got to go to library. There were some lot of print journals that we have to go through in addition to the digital subscription that we used to have.
Yes, really, doing a PhD those days would be challenging, but learning curve will be very steep when compared to these days, I think, because we are doing everything like at least half of them with the AI support. So that's very great. And sir, you have in-depth knowledge across various domains like cloud computing, cybersecurity, machine learning, deep learning, and whatnot. So, is there any particular incident or an eye opener that cultivated this habit of getting that in-depth knowledge, sir?
There are a lot of instances where I realized that only people who have the technical arrogance can have that kind of confidence as well as survive. I'll showcase one particular incident after my MCA. In those days, we don't take photocopies. The easiest one is cyclostyle. You have resume. After my second year MCA, by then MCA was 3 years. So after the second year MCA, I took cyclostyle of some 200 odd resumes, went to Bangalore to give the resumes, yeah, to companies. So asking for a recruitment as well as the final semester project, so major project, whatever you want to do. So these are for this. It was a normal procedure. All those guys in the pre-final years go, give their resumes, and if the company shortlists, they may be called for the interview. And upon clearing the interview, the semester is over. You can go and join the company. So just for the sake of giving the resume, I went to QNX Electronic City, Bangalore, and in most of the companies there will be one box that will be hung outside the organization, resume box. So you can drop your resume and go to the next thing. So getting into QNX Electronic City itself demands some invitation. You can't just like that go. One of the employees who is working in that Electronic City, one of the companies, should give a letter. So he gave that. Issued me a visitor pass. Using that visitor pass, I went inside and I was dropping the resume. I don't remember one company. It was only a small company that was started by then. I went and gave the resume because there was no box that was hung outside, and the security out there made me wear one visitor tag, and then he took me inside. So I was, by then I'm talking about 1999, 2000. If you're talking about an MCA and you have your chest coming out of two more inches, and it was on acute demand of computer science engineers. I went inside, and then there was a guy who was, it's a round table. It was there. There was a light. I was given a lemon juice. So I was confident that on seeing my resume, I got a job. And there was one guy who came, who started asking questions directly from my resume. Trust me, he started from C programming, C++, data structures, compiler design, microprocessor architecture. It was 45 minutes over. He asked at least 10 to 15 questions in each one of the topic. And at some point in time, I stood up and said, I don't want the job. I said, I don't want the job. So then he said, no, please be seated. He started asking questions. I thought he was making a mock for himself because it was a newly started company, because how to ask questions to new candidates is what he was mocking, it seems. So after I came home, I came to my room, I started weeping. So you feel depressed, right? So you are not able to answer more than 3 questions in each of the topics, and he's asking me left, right, center what diverse knowledge he has got, to which depth is he able to go. So these were things that actually, trust me, after that it was all deep learning that we have to do. That was an eye opener for me. So that was one day that I really realized that. So what we read is not that deep. We are doing a shallow reading. So we'll have to go deep. And diverse knowledge is mandatory. If he can ask questions on 15 odd subjects to that depth, I should be able to answer to that depth. So that's how I actually learned topics, technologies, and that actually helped me learn a lot of things.
Yeah, that's great, sir. And actually, whenever we see you, like whatever you talk, it will be like full confidence. So that confidence will be gained only through this deep knowledge gainment. And another thing is like in everyone's life, something unexpected or negative would have happened. But when it's taken it in the positive perspective, this is a result you would achieve, I guess. Thank you, sir. And sir, you have led 15 major funder projects, worked with Tamil Nadu Police and Indian Air Force on creating cybersecurity awareness, and you had done technological transfer with industries and introduced AR/VR in STEM education. So all these contributions have earned you the prestigious National Teacher Award. So can you share some highlights from these achievements you had gained so that it would be of key takeaways for us to apply in our life?
To start up with, my first project at Shastra was funded by DRDO. That is one of the extension works that I did of my PhD work. So the third objective of my PhD work was extended here, optimizing elliptic curve domain parameters with genetic algorithm. That is the project. So once you go, you defend, you understand what is the need of the industry. Trust me, the industry needs, the funding agency needs are changing quite often. Now it is all productization, technology transfer. At least in those days, you just prepare a slide and then you say that conceptually this is what I'm going to do. They'll accept. Now, whatever you say, back it up with proof of concept. So that's the need of the hour. So that is one thing. Second one, when you go to with respect to the research funding prospects, organizations demands are changing. Funding organizations are very particular on technology development that is socially relevant, and meaningful research is what they actually mean. And coming to the training perspective of training the cybersecurity the Air Force personnel or the Tamil Nadu Police, uh, you have people who have some good understanding of cybersecurity. There are some people, diverse populations will be there. Some set of people may not be that interested in learning about cybersecurity, and you will have to position your talk in such a fashion that you'll have to gain attraction of all of them, and then you'll have to uh, inject into them the concept that you want to convey to them. So what we teach in classroom and what we deliver in a cybersecurity awareness program are two different things. That is more applicative and real-time based thing, right? What we do in the cybersecurity awareness camps that we do.
Okay. So, how did you made that injection? Like some example for
examples, use cases. Okay. So all of you, when I especially in talk about cybersecurity, Jamtara is one web series most of us would have seen. If you have not seen, please go through that. Jamtara is a web series. So that social engineering, how people talk to each other and then try to gather your information. So at one point in time, when they catch hold of the IMEI number and they try to trace down, you will find all the cell phones hung in one tree. So you may not be able to trace out. So all these things, you can give some use cases or whatever cases that comes to me. There are some instances where the cybersecurity, the cybercrime department talks to me in terms of taking help in terms of detecting some of the anomalous things. So those use cases I can showcase, and then I normally get their attention from there.
Okay, sir, that's great. And so, as a recipient of National Teacher Award, so could you share you the enthralling moment of getting the award from the president and seeing Prime Minister very close to close and an interaction you made?
So it was an awesome moment. One time, I wish I would like to have one more chance to meet the president as well as the prime minister. Prime minister is no more the Iron Man of India; he's the Iron Man of the globe. So he changed world dynamics in terms of the financial sector, and the economy is right now controlled by him now. So he's a very nice person. I haven't there out of the 81 putting together the school teachers as well as the higher education teachers, there were 8 who were cherry picked to talk with the president. The Prime Minister ji. Prime Minister was in his own way. हाँ भाई बोलो क्या किया. So that's the way he actually conversed. So then I started explaining, see, I did a technology transfer. There was a MeitY funded project on intelligent intrusion detection system. So I was instructed that don't talk too much technology in front of him. Try to put it simple so that he can understand. So I gave an example of, if as per today's demand, the information technology controls the operating technology, where a user wants to control the entire plant operation using his tablet. So this is an IT thing and that is an OT thing. With the IT OT convergence, there are attack vectors that actually propagate from IT to OT and OT to IT. So you need to have an unified intelligent intrusion detection system that takes care of the attack vectors in IT system as well as to the OT system. Then I was explaining it to him. He was just nodding his head. I mean, he was just listening patiently. I said that it was a MeitY funded project, and thanks to Government of India and for nurturing the habit of translational research. So I also said that the same Shankar Sriram 10 years back, what kind of research we did, we publish and then put it on the shelf. Now, the funding agency asks for translational research that is socially relevant. So you will have to not stop with publishing. You'll have to do meaningful research that can impact lives, that can help the society, that can make India build its own product that will eventually result in an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Over a period of time, will be a Viksit Bharat. So that's how things work. So it was an awesome feeling. I mean, there were some protocols that needs to be followed, very stringent protocols. You'll have to maintain this much amount of distance. All those things were said. So I had a high tea with Narendra Modi ji's home. It was very few will get a chance, and it was really an awesome moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so even after hearing this, I feel like I'm just in that spot as you explained this. That's very good. And so about that indigenous idea system. So can you share some thoughts about that, sir?
Yeah, the intelligent intrusion detection system. See, AI is something that is used by attackers nowadays. Right? So attackers do attacks that are AI engineered attacks. Now, as a counter mechanism, also you can use artificial intelligence. So what I did is used open source intrusion detection system called a Zeek, Zeek, Zeek. On top of it, build a wrapper layer that will also take knowledge from the machine deep learning algorithm. I use self-organizing map as one of the deep learning algorithms, and the say for example, if you have a sewage water treatment plant, the sewage water treatment plant has the IT as well as OT system. Similarly, for a smart grid, you've got IT system as well as OT system. These are some, I mean, smart cities projects. Okay. You will have IT OT convergence there. Now the challenge is the attacks that are possible in power grid, say a remote trip attack, which is not possible on a sewage water treatment plant. So now, until or otherwise the intrusion detection system understands the underneath deployment, it can't act intelligently. You can't have, in an IT system, you have a single box. You have all the IT vectors, attack vectors are possible. So that's it. Pretty simple and straightforward. Whereas with the convergence of IT OT, deployment centric attacks, like what I said, like for a power grid, there is a separate set of attacks. For a sewage water treatment plant, there is a separate set of attack. For a smart city, there is a separate type of attack. So all these things have to be uh, understood by the intrusion detection system in order to create countermeasures. So that is the crux of this particular project. This is the first of its nature, and the technology got transferred to an Ahmedabad-based company called as InfoPercept, and they are taking it to the market. We co-developed a lot of things in the sense that uh, from an academician's point of view, you just write something in the form of command line stuff, and then that's it. When it comes to productization, there are a lot of garnishing that needs to be done in order to make it sellable. What the company was insisting as to build a UI, user interface, that was aligning with their product lines. Suddenly they said that no, I also want to have an asset management system as a part of this. So I had to include that. So holistically, the product got developed over a period of 1 year, and the technology has been fully transferred to InfoPercent.
Okay, sir. I had heard like idea system, but now like even across domain people would have understand what is idea system. Thank you, sir. And setting up world class computing infrastructure like DGX servers, multi servers, and large storage is no small feat. So, what are all the challenges that you had undergone while creating as well as maintaining this? And above all, you had made the optimized resource utilization. So, can you share some thoughts about that, sir?
So way back in the year 2011, when I joined Shastra, IT was the department as well as the sector that was too weak. And trust me, it was all legacy, outdated systems. All those that I have dismantled, you can just find it outside School of Computing blog. Yeah, you see it as a IT museum. So building a world-class IT infrastructure, I mean, why I mean to say by a world-class infrastructure is that most of the world latest technologies I have implemented. You talk about SD-WAN, software-defined WAN, that connects all three campuses. Tanjavur campus, Kumbakonam campus, and Chennai campus all are interconnected. So we have implemented SD-WAN. There were sleepless nights. Trust me, I was a senior assistant professor by then. As usual, 3 theories and 2 labs is what I'm supposed to take. And you have a very fragile IT infrastructure. We had a very fragile IT infrastructure. So what am I supposed to do? So 3:45. I do remember days where I completed the job by 3:45 a.m. in the morning. Drove back home. 8:45 again. I have to come back in the first hour. I do have a class. So I have managed that kind of tough situations. But trust me, if you're talking about, 3:45 going, maybe having a quick nap and then coming back by 8:45 and delivering a class, until otherwise you're passionate about handling the IT infra, you can't do it. You love it, you don't find it as a pain. That is one advantage that I have found, is that this has helped me a lot in getting this award. Now, award is one proof that actually says that, okay, this guy knows some decent teaching. Now, when I talk about a firewall in the class, I'm not going to stop with theory. I'll just log into the firewall, give a demo. Not everyone can give a demo just like that on a firewall or configure a switch in the class. This is because that I had exposure, I have invested time, I have learned a lot of things, and that helped me in giving a demonstration in the class. Experiential learning was possible. Students were able to experience the technology that I'm speaking. There were issues when the problem is that when there is a mail server issue, people will say that, when will you fix it? When will you fix it? Now, should I have to answer the phone calls or should I have to fix it? That's the second question. So I normally designate one of my team members, just answer the same question. It is on, we are working on it. We are working on it. So we will work on it. The others will be working on it, right? So that's how we actually handled it. Now, one thing that is something notable is that thanks to the management for the confidence. From that state to this state of IT infrastructure. Yesterday, even one of my students was asking, sir, even IIT doesn't have this IT infra that you have, sir. We have, sir. Yes, most of the IITs don't have this kind of IT infra that we do have. Thanks to the management. Trust me, in the past 14 and a half years of my association at Shastra, I have never come empty handed from the management asking for something. I go ask, they will approve it. Maybe I may get some delay or something like that, but for sure it will be approved. Thanks for their confidence. Second one, the same team, IT team. When I joined, they are all seniors to me. The same IT team is right now shining, giving left, right, centers. They're on top. Think of how much integration we have. People don't understand. Okay, it's working. Doesn't work. Oh, this IT team is like that. It's a thankless job, right? Now, right from the biometric of the hostel students as well as the faculty, right to the boom barricade that you see in the library, the self-issue kiosk, the internet traffic, the book issue return in library, everything is IT enabled. all the licenses that are serviced from the central computing facility across all three campuses demands a seamless connectivity. So the same team is performing now. A motivated, a fully energized team backs me, and it's all possible because of my team that actually stands with me whenever I need, as well as the management that actually has financially supported whenever I had asked.
Yeah, that's very wonderful, sir. So from this, we understand like team spirit, teamwork, and passionate. These are all very important to achieve whatever we pursue actually. And so, sir, you are having with all high priority task. So how you balance, like how you do your hobby so that it will give a relaxation to you?
So the easiest option is convert your job as a hobby. See, IT is my hobby. That's how I am seeing right now. So teaching, research, and whenever I want to do something, okay, what is the latest technology that has come out? Just explore. In what way can it help Shastra? In what way can it help my students? Explore it, implement it. After successful implementation, you have a wow feel. That gives you immense pleasure, and that is one way of seeing it. But I'm also a human being. At times, do a lot of I play with my Doberman. I have a Doberman pincher at home, and spending time with my kids. Just go on for a movie. Suddenly, we don't plan anything, because if you plan something, that will go for a episode. So the easiest thing is that suddenly Dr. Anuradha was saying, so we will have to go somewhere. She said. Uh, then I said, okay, I'm feeling stressed. We have to go outside. Okay, we'll go outside. 2 days from then, I had booked the ticket for Darjeeling. When for me it was a vacation time. So on the fly, we actually planned everything and then we finished everything. That's how things work. So yeah, I do also roam around with family. I don't compromise on that. But yes, when it comes to job, well and
Okay, so that's very great, and so it shows both ma'am and you both are in equally high positions, but you are able to spend time with your kids and you are also balancing. Actually, I was about to put it as a question, but I have the answer for this.
See, spending family time does not mean going out alone. You have got the Netflix and Hotstar. We all sit together and watch a match. That is equally enjoying a family time, and having some popcorn in the hand and then watching a match or watching a movie. That's equally a family time, spending family time. Yes, you can carve out time. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Suppose you are having a time machine, and if you are allowed to or given a chance to recreate your memories, what it would be, sir?
The easiest part of life. What? Where enjoying father's money. I would like to go back to my 8th class. There is no 10th. I won't say 10th class because a public exam from out there. So I'll go to my 8th class. I will enjoy Samuel sir's class. That's it.
Okay, so suppose if God appeared you before and he gives two varas, like two things you don't want.
Laptop and mobile.
Okay, sir. So now, generally we used to have rapid fire questions, but now we are going to have rapid fire visuals actually. So upon the visuals, you can just share your moments, sir. Okay, so now let it make it like, so when it comes to like whether AI is a boon or bane, sir, in one word.
Both.
Okay.
So when handled properly, it's a boon. When not handled properly, it's a curse.
Okay, so when samosa or vada or coconut chutney?
Obviously, vada with coconut chutney.
Because whenever you keep that academic meetings, you used to tell this hot vadas and coconut chutney is waiting for you.
So whenever during the departmental meeting, I normally serve hot vada with tenga chutney, coconut chutney, and that is my preferred thing. Yeah. So this when the Tata Communications Cybersecurity Lab was contributed by Tata Communications, I was explaining the architecture to the experts there.
Okay.
Shankar Sriram is there, and then Lalit sir is there, right? So Yellam Patnaik sir is there. So Nivedita's defense.
Okay.
So it was this defense got her the best thesis award. So you can see my face so proud, right?
Yeah,
when my defense is when my student is dancing on her legs, like Natraj in one hand, one leg. So you will feel that okay, you have a proud supervisor. Yeah, that's Nivedita's defense. And that was with Harvard University's graduation day. Yeah. So yeah, this is late Professor Lynn Margaret Batten. She came to Shastra in their 2019 for the 80s conference, Applications Techniques in Information Security. She came home and my son was playing keyboard and he was demonstrating. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. So that is very memorable, and we had also had a chance of visiting your past. And so, few words for researchers now, sir, regarding the research and some key takeaways we can.
So from the Gen Z plus, so this generation is it's not Gen Z, it's Gen Z plus. See the problem with the this current generation of researchers as well as pluses both, I will say. Uh, Trust your guide first of all. Trust your supervisor first of all. He is there with you. She is there with you. They will help you. They have already produced PhD scholars. They will protect you. They will ensure that you get a degree, and then you settle in your career. Be patient first of all. Lack of patience is the biggest challenge now in this generation of students, where they want everything immediate. I write a paper, tomorrow I want an acceptance, day after tomorrow I want a PhD degree, which is not going to happen. Have patience. I already gave you an example of Nivedita, the best paper writer in my entire career of I'm 49 years. She is the best. Even I can't articulate things like her. She had 10 rejections. So equip yourself and ensure that you come up with the expectations of the supervisor. Point number 2, with respect to guides, I'm not sure that whether guides will be seeing this video or not, but it is my duty to educate them. I understand that you have expectations from the scholar. They have also some personal commitments. We will have to adjust. There are instances where, I mean, most of my scholars got their baby after doing their PhD. So at times I was saying that this project I have got contingency fund. Let us purchase some cradles and killigalupai for the kids. So that's the way you have to handle it. So especially ladies have a lot of challenges when they are supposed to do they are planning for their PhD. They need support from the family side as well as from the guide side. So let us understand that, and then help the students come up with a PhD. You never know. Maybe they are slow starters, but they may finish off great. So have the patience, faculty as well as the scholars. Let us work together and then ensure that we have a beautiful PhD out of your stay at Shastra. No frictions at all because the guide is next to your parent. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very wonderful to hear about this. And now I let the audience to ask some questions.
Sir, very wonderful, sir. And Janani asked you the question about supervisor and scholar relationship. So
Being a supervisor, you're asking that, right? Yeah, okay, right.
so my question is, so from your observation, what was the important strategy which your supervisor used to mold you as the good researcher? And second question is, are you using the same strategy
No.
with your scholars? If yes, why? If no, if yes, how? And
No, I would say that I didn't follow or adopt the methodologies that my supervisor imposed on me because the ecosystem was different. The timeline was different. Considering that timeline and this timeline, the same methodology won't work. So I'll tell you, the same methodology that I use for Nivedita, I can't use it for Lavanya and Vishnu. So over a period of time, you will have to adapt.
Common strategy you use.
So the first strategy that I normally advise the students is that before you go for the first DC meeting, complete your at least one conference paper, because that gives you a confidence that yes, you have done a literature survey properly, and that is at least a conference level paper you have behind you before you go for the first DC meeting. That's what I normally advise. Once, see, it's a matter of trigger. Once the child cracks one paper, he or she knows the art of cracking it. After that, trust me, nothing can stop them. They will be on a spree of writing papers, getting it accepted. That's a kind of wow feel, right? So I do remember after the first publication Nivedita had, we all went, all my scholars, myself, Nivedita, Gautam, Anila, Girisha, all these kids, we all went to Sujit. All of us went to this Namur Idli Kadai for having lunch. So that was one standard. Okay, if at all you want to have a food out there, along all of us as a team, we'll have to publish one. But some event has to happen. Only then we will go for a break out there. So thorough reading of research articles is mandatory. So one thing I would advise is to have lab meets quite often. The guide has to talk to the scholar. I do remember 8:45 I come to the office. All my scholars will be standing in front of me. I will ask them, what have you done? What is the progress? All those things. 10 minutes max. By the end of the day, you are supposed to complete it. That's it. 5 o'clock, I'll again call. What have you done? Till then, I won't disturb. Give them a job and then give them the time frame. Let them take some baby steps. Give them some smaller milestones. Do it and then get back to me. If they're stuck up, they will obviously come back. So this doesn't work, sir. Right. What
Okay,
happens?
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And fun question. You are using white sugar or not?
I have quit white sugar. I've totally adopted to Nati Chakarai. I mean, refined sugar is too bad. That's why I've stopped.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, I repeatedly ask the same questions to you whenever I'm with you. Suppose if you have a lot of work pressures, it will happen at any time. How can you manage all these things? Even at that work pressure, at the time, if we come and ask that, okay, yeah, come here, we'll let me do that, all these things. How you are going to take it, all these things as a positive, and how you are getting energy for, first of all this?
See, at the age of 50, you will also do that. See, I do remember when I was bubbling young, maybe some 30 years, 35 years, the energy level, the aggressiveness, all diminishes over a period of time. At the age of 50, that kind of mindset will come. We will try to finish it off. We have the confidence. I've handled these kind of situations earlier, so I need not press the panic button. I do remember when the mail server hangs, the first time when it hung, I do remember asset secreting in I was able to feel it. Now, okay, I'm coming. Just do these things. I'm coming and fixing. So that's a kind of confidence you develop over a period of time. So that's how you come out of the pressure.
Some days you are living from here around midnight. And even if I do
Yeah.
then in the next day, to again report.
I'll compensate the sleep on Sunday. So yeah, you'll have to carve out time for your body demands. You'll have to sleep sufficiently. If not today, tomorrow I'll compensate. Thanks to my family. I mean, they have totally left me. Okay, whatever you do. My mother-in-law, she has been feeding me for more than 15 years now. Every day in, day out, she cooks. And my kids are also so supportive. I'll be failing from my duty if I don't talk about Dr. Anuradha. Big round of applause for her. She is behind every male there is a female, and she is the female behind me. That's it. Yes, sir.
You love driving.
Yeah.
You love driving.
What is the max speed?
I have till now I have touched.
Share the occasion also, please.
8:45 timeline. That's again there. So 180 kilometers an hour is what I have drawn. Yeah. Sir. Yeah. 20 minutes max. Yeah. The only problem is still there's NIT Trichy, the congestion will be a bit higher. After that, just go ballistic.
I'm not expecting the regular driving. Any special occasion? Any special?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
So where do you see 5-6 years down the line?
I would see myself continuing as a dean course. I will have to successfully complete the project. I'm telling there are a roadmap for 5 years, and I'll have to do some technology transfers as well. And after that, I'll have to. I mean, in the meantime, I'll produce some 2 or 3 more PhD scholars. So maybe I'm accumulating another some at least 10 SCI publications that will come. So 5 years down the lane, my H index should be around about 35 minimum, and I should be done with at least 15 scholars. As of now, 11. So 4 more scholars down the lane after 5 years.
Okay, before you, Carnatic music, Ilayaraja.
I love Carnatic music, but I prefer Ilayaraja, because when you drive, Ilayaraja's song is a class apart. Rajini.
What's something which movie you really enjoy?
Recently, I enjoyed this one, Jailer. I enjoyed Jailer. Yeah.
Sir, what is the significance of this fundamental research? So why it is so popular?
Fundamental research, I understood. Fundamental research depends upon the supervisor on what kind of problem am I going to do. Say, for example, in computing fundamental research, if I'm going to do about the design of a compiler design kind of thing, it is not something that the scholars prefer. That is one thing. Second one, again, the scope of expansion is limited out there. You can't put the scholars 5 years tenure or 4 years tenure at stake. You keep on doing a research on a compiler that which you want to optimize over and above what is there. It may take a lot of time. So that is the reason where most of the research gets into the applicative domain, because you can have some technologies that can be derived out of it. It will take time. As of now, 30% of the coders are replaced. 30% of the coder roles are replaced by AI, because in the last week when we had the industry academia summit, the second a new employee joins an organization, immediately they will get a co-pilot. That will actually code. But when it comes to teaching, acquired intelligence is far ahead of artificial intelligence. What we have as an acquired intelligence is far ahead of artificial intelligence. So, trust me, they will always be an augmenting tool, not a replacement tool.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much for the audience for asking such a wonderful questions, and really thanks a lot, sir. The session was very energetic actually and inspirational, and so many takeaways are there for us and research perspective as well as for the normal living purpose. So thanks a lot, sir. And we would like to present a memento, token of appreciation from this research academy, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Remarkable journey from Siemens to SASTRA, from research labs to national recognition. Your insights into cybersecurity, academia, and industry impact have been truly inspiring, and your contributions toward national security awareness and technology innovation have given our aspiring researchers a vision to strive for. A heartfelt thanks to our moderator Janani for sharing today's discussion with such thoughtfulness and clarity, and for bringing out the key takeaways that our participants will carry forward. And of course, a big thank you to all the participants for joining us today's session of SciXchange. Stay tuned for our upcoming events. Until then, let's stay curious and keep exchanging ideas. Jai Hind.